Hi and welcome to Let's Talk eBay. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is January 31st, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. Okay, the first one I want to talk about is, and you could get this, they're all in the performance and marketing here. If you go to your seller hub, not that one, that's the active listings here. You could go to marketing, you could do a summary, you could see the summary, promotions, and so I don't have much here to offer you with this here, so I'm not going to really get too much into it. If you go to performance, you could get the summary, seller level, sales, selling costs. I don't want to get into my sales; they're pretty depressing. But you could check that out. And then over here, you got the research. TerraPeak, I don't have that because you got to subscribe to that. They don't use it. So they got listing improvements, source guarding, and restock advice. I didn't go to the restock advice one because I don't know for restocking. Okay. So anyway, we're in the review traffic. And this one here will give you an idea, a little overview, in case you never use analytics, or what I call these analytics, because it is. You're analyzing your sales and data and so on and so forth. This one here is the start date of December 30th, 2019, and it ends January 28th, 2020. And you could see here listing impression sales on eBay is 38,791. And it shows you over here the little bar graph going up and down here. And when you move the cursor on, it'll tell you what you did for that day or how many impressions you got. Okay, all right, you could see it here. I'm not going to go through all of this here. And over here on the show wide, it says from within eBay and from outside of eBay. Okay, so the darker ones, as you could see, are really nil from outside. I mean, that's really pathetic because it's like, not too many people are finding outside of eBay. All right, now people might say, well, that's where promoted listings will come in. That'll help you. I don't think that's going to do it because I already had promoted listings. I took them off today, and this goes for the 28th. So if anything, it didn't really do much of a boost. Although I'm talking about as far as that stuff here, the outside stuff. From within, you could see it's got a spike in here. It's spiking up and down. You could see how many. Show wide here, whatever. Show hide, whatever. Let's see over here. This one here is 58, 59, and then it jumps back down here to January 28, 15. Okay. Again, click-through rate, sales conversion. It'll do a breakdown over here. Click-through rate was the blue, and the sales conversion rate is over here in the black. And you can see as you move it up and down, the chart, it'll chart it out for you. Okay. It's on the bottom here, as you can see, or you can see it in the chart. It'll say 6.0, 2.2, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now you might say, what's the purpose of using all this here? It's just to give you kind of like a little statistical abstract of what's going on within your sales and click-through rate and so on and so forth. Okay. If you keep moving down a little here, they got the transactions here for December 30th to the 28th. They'll tell you these are the transactional things, I believe. Yeah, 16 transactions. Then you'll also have the listings here. Same thing. The total for is we just went on top here, 38,791. And it'll break it down. It breaks it down like this. The Keurig coffee maker. Okay, this is one I have right now. I sold quite a few of them. Well, in the past I have. This one here is still sitting there. It's got listings, 17 page views, and it's got sales conversion rate 0 and transactions 0. This one has it. This one at the time had 1,000 listings, 1,911. The click-through rate was 1.5%, and you had the listing page views with 29. With the sales conversion 3.4 and transactions was 1. So out of all of this stuff here, all these analytics here, it ended up making a sale. So that's one way of getting a little idea of what's going on. It'll give you a little overview of what's being viewed and stuff like that. Like if you look over here, these are listing impressions, this column here. This is the click-through rate. This is the listing page for views. It'll give you an idea in the sense that, hey, all right, this is not working. Why is that? And so on and so forth. Hopefully, it'll give you a little insight as far as what you can do to try to make things a little more progressive in their listing impressions and so on and so forth. All right, that's number one. I'm not going to I don't want to expand too much. You guys could play around with this. I'm just bringing this out to you because maybe you weren't familiar with it. Maybe you never explored too much in it. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there to you guys. All right. So we're going to bump out of that screen. We're going to go to this one here. Review your sales. Sales. The sales were nothing to write home about. Total sales was terrible. This is the total sales, the selling cost. You could see here. You could break it down. Nothing again to write home about. All right. As you could see here, the chart. The selling cost, and then you got the blue is the selling total sales, and the selling cost is the brown. or mustard color. All right, and you can see it's pretty dismal. What are you going to do? That's just the way it goes. Same thing over here. Then it will break down over here, the listings. It gives you the total sales, quantity sold. Total sales, 138. Selling cost, 47 and change. And your net sales would be $90.96. This will give you a breakdown on what you sold the item for, and total sales on your cost, and again, what your net sales are going to be. Again, nothing to write home about, but again, it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea what it's all about. You could also see the selling cost here. If you click this on, it's an active hyperlink. This will bring you to another window. All right, but we're not going to do that right now. All right, so next thing we're going to do is click on here, review your impressions. We did that one, right? All right, this is another one. That was the review traffic. This is the review your impressions. Again, 38,791 total impressions. It went down 13.4% compared to November 30th, 2019 to December 29th, 2019. And you can see there's a dip. It goes from 4,000 and search, and then you get the store. It goes down. You could see it. It's like cascading down. It's up and down. Here you get the search was 2000. Well, this is your 2019. This is the benchmark sales, or searches, I should say. Okay, and you can see it's like a roller coaster. Goes up and down. A little dip, pick up, goes down again, and so on. Okay. Then when you look over here on this one here again for the listings, then it breaks it down. Okay. For the Keurig coffee maker, if we go right across here, this is the percentage down. All right, for search, it went down 18.5%. Here was an uptick for the store of 129.7%, and then total impressions went down again. Well, it's the same, just basically the same thing, 13.4%. But here you could see the one that did sell. I think it was this one here. Well, let's get one that had. Let's give it the one a little more filled up here. This one here, the coffee maker, I believe it's this one. Okay, it had search was 1,886, went down 52%. Here's the store, 202.5%. And then 1911, and then again it went down to 51.4% as far as total impressions. Now, when you see these little things here, they will give you a little insight of what they are. Those little exclamation points here. Impressions, your listens that get appear in search results. The store, same thing. Impressions your listens get when they appear in your eBay store. If you've customized your store with your own HTML, we may not be able to look at the count on all these listing impressions. And again, this is the total impressions, the number of impressions you get when they appear on your eBay site. Okay, so again, more analytics. You might want to check into this here. Next one is service metrics. Okay, people say, what the heck is this? You could click it out two ways, okay, and you get ideas. Let's go this one first. Item not as described. You don't have any benchmarks, any peer benchmarks. Total transactions 61, items not described 0. Okay, and you could also click here, learn more. The reasons for your returns, 0 returns. Then they got a little, if you look over here, it's like these little color-coded dots here. It'll tell you if it's blue, whatever, like a light blue, dark blue, navy blue, whatever. And then you got like a turquoise and so on and so forth. It'll tell you wrong item, doesn't match description or photos, not authenticate, and so on and so forth. But when you go that route, when you go item not as received, then you could pick up here, and this will tell you items not received. Rate low, which is good. You want to be in that there. Transactions, total 190, not received 0. Okay. If you go very high like that there, I don't know, I think you lose your status as far as like your top rate seller status. If you go high like that, that's not a good thing. You always want to stay in here. Average peers is 0.10%. You can go low, that's probably even better yet. But it's not too bad considering, All right, so we got that one there. What did I have this one here for? Oh, I guess I don't know why I got that. Okay. There must have been a reason why I had that one. I don't know. All right, let's bump out of that screen here. The other one I want to show you guys really quick is get sourcing guidance. Now, I always use this here as an example because that's the printer I have, an HP PhotoSmart 7520 printer. If you need to find a category to list your item, what you would do is you would type in here and you do a search, and this is what it would come up with. Okay, and it tells you, if you're going to sell printers, you're going to put in this category here, computers / tablets and networks, printers and scanners and supplies. You could do that way as well. If you're going to sell ink cartridges, this is the category you'd put it in these. Okay, you would go into computers and networking, printers, scanners, and you would pick this one here, toner ink, printer ink, toner and paper. Okay, and so on and so forth. They got the other categories here. If you're a person that sells antiques, you would click it on. It's going to tell you architectural and garden. If you click that on there, it's going to give you what you would put it in. So you'd put it in, if you were selling something with gardens, whatever, chandeliers, that's how you do it, sconces and lighting fixtures. Pretty good little feature. Gives you a little idea instead of hunting and pecking around. They got a whole bunch of them here. And the same thing applies. Now, what you could do is use this here, like, for example, if I'm selling video game consoles, and I want to get an idea, what can I put my game, what's a good thing to put it in? It'll give you an idea of video game consoles. And if you break it down, it'll give you, when you click it on again, cables, adapters, controllers, headsets, and so on and so forth. Okay? And then video games, you click that one on there, that'll give you, then it breaks it down in the video games. That's another good thing that's about this here too. When you do your research, you'll see the price breakdown, right? Items sold in the previous 12 months. This is another good analytic for you to use if you're going to sell video games, right? And then it goes on to say here, that's what I like about this here, this part of this one. Top opportunities in video games. The higher the score, the more demand there are for that item. So Nintendo 64, 54, this is the number one that comes up right now outside Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Game Boy. But this is a good idea, good to keep in mind. If you're going to sell any of these particular items, you could just check it out by the growth opportunity score. If you click it on, it'll tell you, I think, let's see if you click it on, yeah, it'll get more into it, more about the score, demand, and so on and so forth. But this is a good indicator as far as, like, if you're going to sell things, hey, why not? Nintendo 64, they seem to be pretty good. And this is all based off of eBay's algorithm and their analytics, okay? All right, so this is a standard format. Everybody has this here. You have it, I have it. You just go into, you got to go into your seller hub, and you got to do the exploring. That's it. Then you get the region code here, the genre, casino cards, and so on and so forth. The rating. Okay, this is very important too to keep in mind. The release year. Some people like to know the release year, and the top combinations. Okay, and the average sale price. What also is good about it is not only does it give you the growth opportunity score and the average sales price, that's what it is, but it gives you the average sales price of what these things are selling for. It's on a PC platform or whatever, but it gives you an idea. And this is like I said, there is so much that eBay has to offer as far as analytics. And for those people, for those of you who are not familiar with this here, you may want to look into this, folks, for yourself. Not only for me, for yourself. Okay, find item scores. Find an item score, right? Whatever. Apple, Atari 2600, right? Your selections magically appear here. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's click this on here. All right. I don't see anything right now happening here. Oh, maybe you got to click it on. Okay. Atari 2600 growth opportunities, 39%, 39 score. Okay. And it goes on, and and you'll get some good information over here. But like I said, I like the idea of this. It brings it to your, it brings it to your attention as far as like what you're going to sell it for. All right. So you may want to keep that in mind. And I like the little idea with the bar charts here. Give you an idea of what's sold in the last 12 months. Okay. And lastly, I want to talk about. So keep this in mind. And this, also you could check the used. Okay. That's what I want to show you too. The used. Now, when it comes to used. Look at the Nintendo Switch, 74. Remember they said the higher the number, the better. But look at over here, price breakdown. Items sold in the past 12 months, 72% at $20. This is 20 and more, 26. And if you go over here, 500 and more, zero. 100 to $500 is zero. This will give you, like I said, this will give you like an idea of what you should also price your item for, when it comes to things of that nature. But really good analytics, like I said again, already built into eBay, and they're pulling in information off of their system, And the other two things I want to talk about really quick here before if I bump out of the screen, is the eBay community chat. Now, when you go here, when you go to this here, the eBay community, you can have home, seller news, knowledge-based discussions, and groups. Okay, you get the latest news. Okay, eBay goes on the road 2020 to meet you where you are. From Marina Levine, Vice President, Seller Engagement, so on and so forth. These are verified bloggers. This came out January 30th, 2020. Okay, you read the latest discussions. Okay, these are the things that's happening right now. These are things that people are putting up, and this is not old, folks. Here, this one here is selling January 31st today. Okay, it was January. Okay, defect transaction. And then if you hover over it, it gives you a little idea what's going on. It says, "Hello, I have a defective transaction, out of stock." This defect was on February 1st, 2019. Already a year passed, but the defect is still effective. Yeah, but this defect is still effect. Okay. And then over here, seller refused to send an invoice. Okay. These are the latest ones now. When you go down, you're going to see older ones. These are so far there's only the 3 new ones, it looks like here. And then when you go down here, service metrics, nightmare. This was posted 9/25/2018. Okay. And you can read all the information there as well. I definitely recommend, if you're an eBay seller or thinking about selling eBay, I highly recommend you check out the community. And they have good information here. If you go to the home, all these things here will also give you information. But like if you go to Seller News, you could read the announcements, you could read the current status to see if the system's down or have any glitches. In most cases, they don't. Let's go over here again. Let's see if my computer didn't pick it up for some reason. Maybe there ain't no glitches. Okay. It usually comes up like this. They're always green. All the times I checked, if you check on a daily basis or whatever, it's always going to be green. You're not going to see a blue or a red. It's always like that, which is good. That's a good thing. It's showing you it's up to 99.9% of the time, which it should be. All right, let's go back here. I bumped out of altogether. All right, let's go back over here again. Go back to the eBay community. If I can get in there. There we go. The other thing, like I said, and you could also, with the Seller News, you could check the Seller News out. You could see the announcements. If there's any announcements for the Seller News, they should put it out. You might just see what we just seen here. Okay. This is verified bloggers. Okay. What we were talking about earlier. Simplified pricing options for vehicle and trailer boats, whatever. Update on lower FedEx rates. Okay. We don't really need to get too much into that there. But then again, it doesn't hurt to have it, to know that this that exists there. Let's go back to the home page. I guess that is the home page. My computer's been really slow, folks. I guess it's because of a lot of stuff running in the background. All right, enough with that there. You can check that out for yourself. Just go to the eBay community. And the other thing, lastly but not least, I want to talk about the eBay podcast. Now, if you guys haven't been on the podcast, I highly recommend you check it out. They put a lot of good information over there. I think so anyway. Segments usually like, I don't know, it depends. Like they'll tell you over here, 42 minutes. This one here is 54. They all range in different times when it comes to doing the podcasting. It's not like it's consecutive. Oh, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours. It breaks the time. You can see the time differentiation here, 42, 54, and so on and so forth. I highly recommend, if you guys have the time to, if you're doing work on your computer, like I say, you are doing eBay listings, put this in the background while you're working and, listen to what they have to say. Take notes, jot down some stuff if you have to, or just replay it again, just to refresh memory. I always keep a pen and pad by me because I like to jot down the notes for myself because I like to have something. I like the physical copy in front of me. I don't always want to go back on the computer. So you may want to check this out. And you could go back. They got the archives here. You can go way back. So far, since it's an inception with the new eBay podcast, this is the episode 76, and they come out on Tuesdays. So this is what you're seeing here. This one came out, what do you call it there? This past Tuesday, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, January 28th. Yeah. So that's what we got going on here. So let me bump out of the screen here, and let's close this video out. Well, that concludes this video. I hope you found the information helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is Rich Pasini. You're watching Let's Talk eBay for January 31st, 2020. And I just want to say in closing, for all of you out there who are eBay sellers, I'm wishing you all the best in sales for 2020, including myself, and that we can make 2020 a prosperous year. So I hope all the information I put out there for you guys helps and you do get a takeaway from it. Until next time, bye-bye for now.